Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today marks the beginning of TNT week, and if you're anything like me, you will be extremely excited for this because I really do love blowing things up. Now in this episode we are going to be taking a look at a bunch of different TNT player launcher designs. If you don't know what one of these is, then it pretty much does what it says on the tin. It allows you to launch your player very high into the sky with relative ease. On the screen now should be a little fan-dangled content section that allows you to select one of the designs from the video. If you're running low on time, then do a bit of that, but if you want to watch the video all the way through, then please do, just don't click on any of them. We'll sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Now I know what you're thinking, Mumbo, this is not the kind of build that should be featured in your two small episodes. It is far too practical and easy to build, and I would have to agree with you. But what I thought I would do is give you a rough idea of the basics of TNT player launchers before we get on to the slightly more complicated stuff. And this really is as basic as it gets. You've probably seen this on various people's channels, including my own, and it is essentially a bunch of dispensers filled up with TNT and linked up via redstone. When we hit this button here, you will see that all of the TNT is dispensed and then it will launch you right up into the sky. And to be honest, you get a fairly decent bang for your buck. Up to 5,000 blocks. That's pretty impressive. One thing worth noting about these is that they do not work in survival unless you are playing in peaceful mode. Obviously they do just fine in game mode 1, but that is because we don't take any damage. As soon as you take damage, you seem to stop flying, and that's a bit of a shame. But anyway, to build it, you just need a 5x5 area, and the first thing that you want to do is create a 3x3 square of dispensers facing inwards, and then you want to place dispensers on top of the dispensers that you just placed, so you should end up with a 2 deep hole. And then in the middle here you just want to place a water bucket that will stop your TNT blowing everything up, which is quite important. And then in the middle you want to place a fence post. That is what you will stand on and it will launch you off. Anyway, on top of all of these dispensers you want to place redstone dust, just going right the way around like this. And then on the side of each of your dispensers you just want to place a block here in each one of the quarters, with redstone dust on top of that as well. And then up like this you just want to place a block and a button, and then all you have to do is fill up each of these dispensers with some TNT and you're good to go. Now I think it's safe to say that that is a little bit more like it. This is basically the first design taken to the next level, with tons and tons of dispensers all filled up with TNT ready to blast me into the stratosphere. All we have to do is stand down at the bottom here and hit this button and you will see that it all flows out. Sorry for anyone that suffers from seizures, but bam, we have entered orbit. Let's take a look at our Y value and we are up there at around about 2,500. So that is pretty impressive, it has to be said. Now my original plan for this specific design was that I would have a bunch of pistons down at the bottom so that when the TNT fell into the water it would then be pushed into the middle so that the player would get full thrust from the TNT because it will be on the block that he was standing on. Let's just say that idea had varying rates of success. But I am still very happy with this specific build, so you can find a world download in the description so that you can check it out for yourself. Download it, put it into your Minecraft saves folder, and give it a go, because it is a lot of fun. This final design that we're going to be taking a look at in today's video really is the best for instantaneous acceleration. As soon as you hit that button, you are launched to around about 30,000 blocks in a matter of milliseconds. It really is ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is hit F3 so we can see that up there, stand on this fence post and hit this button, close my eyes and cross my fingers and... oh, that's not good for my computer, but there we are. We are up there, nice and high. One of my personal favourite things about this specific build is that we leave the loaded chunks so quickly that it doesn't actually give the redstone long enough to update. You can see there are massive areas here in which it's just not loaded in the fact that it is on, and also our redstone blocks are still in place, yet they are meant to be deleted by this command block. But as you can see, the repeater hasn't actually realised that yet until you give it an update, and then you will see it all gets removed and we get another sort of strange explosion that isn't actually meant to happen. I don't really know why that does happen. The way that this one works is actually really simple, and I'll do a quick explanation of it. So basically we have this command block up here, and that is set to fill all of this area next to the command blocks with redstone power blocks, and that should, in theory, turn on all of this redstone dust. But as we saw earlier, it doesn't always do the best of jobs. Now underneath we have got a bunch of command blocks, all of which have this specific command in them, and that is summon prime TNT to this location, that location being the little water bucket that we have at the top that will launch the player upwards. Now over here we have got the last piece of the puzzle, and that is this command block, which will clear all of the redstone power blocks that are powering the redstone, and that should mean that you are able to use it again with relative ease. But once again, as we saw earlier, it doesn't always work. Now as always, there is a world download for this one in the description so that you can check it out for yourself, because it is a lot of fun. But unfortunately, that is all I've got time for today, ladies and gentlemen. So if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.